Hi, I'm Raya.
And I'm Brandon.
And you're watching
More Love with RMD.
And we are continuing our series on
The Photograph.
So today we are going to be discussing a very serious topic that we saw portrayed in this movie.
Yes.
And I don't know how to perfectly phrase it, so I'll just say this. Your relationship don't just affect you.
It affects other people. That's real talk.
It's true. And so we want to kind of flesh that out, what we mean. So now let's talk about Christina and Isaac. Okay? It's clear that she is madly in love with this man.
Oh, for sure.
Can you describe how she would look at this man?
How she would look at Isaac?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like, you think about any movie where a guy sees a girl from across the room and the girl is just like it takes her breath away. Like when Christina looks at Isaac, and this is somebody she's in a relationship with. I'm kind of talking about that first glance kind of moment. She lives in the first glance moment, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and so you could tell that she thoroughly loved him, but when he kept asking to marry her, she said no, and we feel like it is a direct result of the relationship that she had with her mom, the love that she didn't feel from her mom. That she didn't feel comfortable being in a committed relationship with someone else because she wasn't secure with love.
Right.
So then she moves on to have a daughter who she thoroughly loves. She loves her daughter. But she's scared to love. And so she shows her love by being a hard worker. She shows her love by providing for her daughter. So we see Christina, she is not able to love in a secure way. So of course she leaves Isaac and she has a daughter now. And she thoroughly loves her daughter. It's clear through the letters that she wrote and even through the things that she did. She tried her best to show her daughter love, but she couldn't show it in a connecting way.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And it's funny because it's like she didn't get that from her mother.
Right.
And so it's almost like she didn't know how to give it to her daughter. So now her daughter's growing up not really knowing how to do that as well. Right.
And that was the main problem that May had, was she never received love. She even said that she wondered if her mom loved her, and she had to be reminded or assured through the letters that her mom left and through the people that knew her mom that your mom loved you in her own way, you know.
Yeah, and that's just kind of crazy. Like when I think about like how driven Christina was, and she even said it in the letter, like I wish I'd have taken all the energy that I put into my career and put it into, or if she said if I had one regret, it was the all the energy she put into being a career woman. She would have put that same energy into being a mother.
Right.
And that's like, it isn't that she didn't love this girl. Right. She gave this girl everything she could. She wanted her to have the best life. I mean, as she grew up, she was successful. She had a great job. She was well put together in terms, like, she dressed nice. She was a catch.
Yeah.
For sure. And she had a nice personality. But when it came to connecting, not only did she not even really get that with her mom, she didn't even get to see that with the love that her actual father and her mom had for each other. Think about how nuts that is.
She never experienced that kind of passion.
She never experienced that, right? And she never got to visibly see what it's like to see her mom, to see Christina and Isaac in their element of loving each other. And they had a crazy passionate relationship, and they never got to see that.
So unfortunately, it affected her ability to go into this new relationship, just having fun and enjoying it. She was always nervous and scared, and Michael picked up on it, he kept asking her like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "I'm scared to love. I'm scared." And relationships are hard enough, like, but bringing that kind of baggage that's not even her own. Like, this baggage was put on her by her mother, which was put on her by her mother.
Be careful what you're passing down to your kids.
Yeah, and so we're gonna have our own baggage as we figure life out, as we date and try to figure out what works for us. We're gonna be bringing our own baggage into our relationship, and so it's important, as we go back to the topic, that we realize that our relationships don't just affect us; they affect other people. And I want to be careful how I live my life with my husband in front of my children. I want to be careful how I live my life with my husband in front of my nieces and nephews, you know, and other people that are watching me. I want to be careful how you guys see us. Because our marriage could possibly affect you as well.
Right.
Another side point
Here we go.
is that Michael's relationships affected someone.
Ooh.
His nieces.
Interesting. Yes, he did.
They saw their uncle in a relationship, and they were wondering, well, what happened to this girl? And so you may think that you just living your life and you doing your marriage community and all that, but there are people who are watching you. And you know, like, you can have a boyfriend, you invite him over, right? You invite him over to the family. The whole family falls in love with this dude. But it don't work out. And our old dude's gone. And the whole family's like, where'd he go?
Yo. It is, so to take the rabbit hole a little bit deeper, right? So you mentioned, and y'all remember because y'all watched the movie, hopefully. So like when Michael's nieces were talking to May, like, I don't know if they say like, aren't you Tessa, or what happened to Tessa?
And it's like, well, she sure do look like her.
Right. And so May is like, I'm sorry. And May did, like, let's just be honest. May did what I would have done. She started doing recon, okay? She was like, okay, so when was the last time you saw
Like, does he have a type? Like,
right, so he has a type. Okay, so she's like putting stuff together. She's already nervous and scared. She already walked through the storm to be in this house anyway, and she's like, I barely know this guy. So she's already, I think in some cases, trying to find a way out. Let me find a legit reason to be like, help, time out, this is not gonna work. And so when she's talking to the nieces are saying all the stuff about this old girlfriend that's no longer in the picture, right? And so it just makes me think, like, what kind of message is Michael and Tessa's relationship sending to the nieces now that it was like, yo, like May said, like, when was the last time y'all saw her? Like, it couldn't have been that long ago.
Because you remember her.
Right. It isn't like, oh, that was months ago. It was like, no, she looks like Tessa. Like, I'm sorry, when was she last here? So it just goes to further prove the point that your relationship affects other people.
So we bring all of this up to say you cannot be frivolous in your relationships. You can't be just haphazardly in relationships to say, I'm just dating around, I'm just living life. Right. And if I hurt him, well, you might not just be hurting him. You might not just be hurting her when you jump in and out of relationships. You're affecting other people that love you and that care about you, or that you may not even know exist yet when you're in and out of these relationships. So the reason why we started doing YouTube in the first place is because we wanted people to take relationships seriously. It's not a joke. It's not something that you play around with like Hollywood may show.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm playing games with these dudes out here. It's like,
yeah, just running these streets, just running through these girls, but you're affecting. You could possibly potentially negatively affect your future generation by the choices that you're making now. And so it's very important that you're wise with the hearts of those that are around you, and that you think about those that you will bring into this world, and hope that they will have meaningful and loving and lasting relationships because you took relationships seriously.
Yeah. We hope you liked this video.
Yay!
If you did, give it a
thumbs up.
And please subscribe. We again have other videos where we talk about the movie, The Photograph, through different types of lenses. Just kind of want to do something different. Clearly we love the movie because we're doing a 4-part series on it. But we want to just take it a lot deeper because we feel like this movie has the potential to be a classic movie, period. And then definitely a classic movie in Black culture, along with the Love and Basketballs and Love Jones and all that. And so we definitely think that the story of it all is written so well. It is worthy of this kind of dissection.
Yeah. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And if you haven't seen the movie The Photograph, we really encourage you to do so.
Yes. Please go see that. Please. So thank you guys for watching.
Bye.